Hello and welcome to the world of mitosis. Now remember, mitosis is just the day-to-day world of cell division. It's sort of building on what's already there. We will get more into meiosis, which is sort of the sexy stuff, you know, like making babies and all that. This is just day-to-day cellular biology, just what your cells do on a daily basis. Mitosis, regular cell sequence of growth and division in the body. All right, so major players. So we're going to do a little cell division here. So we got the split up going. Might be a good time to go get the pencils, the colored pencils. Drawing these might really help you guys out. All right, so first we've got the somatic cells. Okay, those are basically the body cells that exist in mammals. The DNA. Okay, this lives in the nucleus, and as we know, that is the blueprint for the cell. Chromosomes. These are tight strands of DNA, okay? Now, the key thing on this one is that there are 46 total, okay? 46 total chromosomes. 23 come from mom, and 23 come from dad. So they are also called diploids, so di meaning two, so two pairs. So we've got two pairs of 23 each for a total of 46 chromosomes. All right, centrosomes. Now, you know, this breakup, man, it's just like all good breakups, there's good drama, and sometimes, you need like divorce attorneys, things like that. So think of the centrosomes. These guys are the divorce attorneys. They pull everything apart, and the centrosomes are proteins. All right, microtubules. The microtubules are the ropes of proteins that the centrosome use to pull the chromosomes apart. So if you look over here, these guys right here, let me change the color. These guys right here are the microtubules. Chromatids. The chromatids are 1/2 of a chromosome. All right, so if you look over here, in this drawing right here, these right here, this arm and this leg, right here, are the chromatids, okay? So there's one chromatid, and there's two. Now, you put them together, and they are a chromosome. Okay, so if you look over here, on this drawing, chromatid, and the whole thing is a chromosome. Now also, this is a little bit confusing too, but if you actually break these apart, if you break apart these chromatids, they can actually be considered chromosomes as well. Okay, if you think about this right here, this is sometimes referred to as a two-legged or two-armed chromosome. All right, centromere. The centromere is the center of the chromosome. So right there. The chromatin is the sac that contains the DNA, RNA, and the other proteins. So these are where the chromosomes, right here, come from. So right here is the chromatin. When it's loose, kind of like this, chromatin. As mitosis ramps up, they tighten up and become chromosomes. All right, here we go. Let the split up begin. All right, so the phases of mitosis. The first phase of mitosis is interphase, then prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and finally cytokinesis. So a good way to remember this, this helped me anyway, is this little mnemonic device. So in perfect mitosis, a twin comes. Hopefully that'll help you remember the correct order. All right, so phases of mitosis. First one is interphase. This really isn't, this is just kind of the cell just sort of doing its thing, just doing its cell thing. It's not really dividing yet. Check out in this animation, we've got a little bit of interphase going on. So it's sort of just kind of a resting phase. That's the normal state of the cell. So the cell is just doing its cell thing, what it would do on a normal basis. At this point, the DNA is loose inside the chromatin. Think of the chromatin is kind of like the dust bunny underneath your bed. You know, it's got like the dog hair and the lint and things like that underneath your bed. So that is a good way, maybe way of remembering chromatin. All right, next, prophase. The prophase is when the cell divides. It says, man, I think I'm going to go ahead and divide. So at this point, the centrosome duplicates itself and moves to the edges of the nucleus. Again, and go ahead and check out the video for this one, see what you think. So also at this point, the DNA replicates. It tightly coils around the proteins, okay? And this is going to look more like a typical, what you think of as a chromosome would look like. No longer the little dust bunny. So at this point, they begin to look more like typical chromosomes. All right, also at this point, the membrane of the nucleus begins to disintegrate, disappears, and the centrosome, remember the divorced lawyers send out their microtubules, and these are the protein ropes. So this is prophase. All right, metaphase. Metaphase is actually the longest phase. This can take up to 20 minutes. Now, the microtubules attach at this point. The microtubules attach to the chromosomes at the centromere. Now remember, the centromere is that central point of the chromosomes. Also, at this point, the chromosomes line up in the middle of the cell, of the nucleus. So and sometimes you will hear this phase referred to as the pro-metaphase. That is just when they all line up in the middle. That's what's known as the pro-metaphase. Anaphase. Okay, so the anaphase is when the microtubule proteins tug at the chromosomes, okay, at the centromere, which is, again, center of the chromosome. It pulls them apart. They, at this point, are split into individual chromosomes, and they are pulled to opposite ends of the cell. At this point, in anaphase, all the building blocks are in place to have two complete cells. So at this point, the division is pretty much complete. Telophase. All right, telophase is basically just sort of putting it all back together. It's the reconstruction. So that is the membrane of the nucleus. First things first is the cell goes, okay, man, we got to rebuild the nucleus. Got to have a place, got to have a house to put all this stuff. So the nucleus is assembled. The chromosomes go from being really, really tightly wound like they were before, and they relax, become more like dust bunnies, back into the chromatin. At this point also, the centrosomes are all done with their job, so they go ahead and move away from the nucleus. Then lastly is a crease forms down the middle of the whole thing, and this is known as a cleavage. Which brings us to cytokinesis. This is when the two nuclei move apart. Officially, at this point, man, we're two new cells. Yay! The two new cells are called daughter cells from the parent cell. So parent cell makes two daughter cells. And again, the process is, like I said, they are two complete new cells. So they each have 23 pairs of chromosomes, which is a total of 46. And again, 23 from mom and 23 from dad, for a total of 46 in each of the new cells. And that's it. Cell division, mitosis. Good stuff. So hope you liked it, and we will see you next time.